From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Nazir Spencer. As the Iran war continues, President Trump isn't ruling out the potential need for ground troops. News Nation's Trevor Shirley has more.
That idea of using ground troops in Iran always seemed to be, at least initially, a red line for the president and the White House. Now that seems to be shifting. The president's indicating that he's at least open to the idea of using ground troops if needed. Reports say this may not be consideration of a full-scale ground invasion, but rather potentially the use of special forces in limited operations.
Yesterday, the president indicated that putting troops on the ground may be something to consider later in the conflict. The man who was critically injured in a shooting at Aurora Sinai Medical Center has died.
40-year-old Christopher Robinson Jr. passed away Saturday morning after several days on life support. A statement released by the family says Robinson's funeral arrangements will be shared when available. Ronell Shaw Jr. was charged Friday in connection to the shooting. Prosecutors allege he was inside the hospital lobby early Monday when he approached the man from behind and fired a gun multiple times. Shaw faces multiple felony charges. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
A U.S. payroll report came out Friday showing the national unemployment rate rising to 4.4%. The report shows non-farm payrolls fell by 92,000. Annex Wealth Management President and CEO Dave Spano tells WTMJ.
We did get a payrolls report today, and it wasn't really that good. I mean, it was bad. It was shockingly less than what was expected. I mean, missed it by 92,000, and that was after, we had a really good report earlier in the year. So they're kind of head-spinning numbers that the market's trying to digest.
Spano says he hopes the markets will improve heading into the second quarter. Milwaukee Public Schools plans to cut around 269 classroom jobs. MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius announced Friday budget proposals to address the $46 million budget gap revealed by recent financial audits. MPS says that around 40 of the 263 positions being eliminated are already vacant. The reductions would reportedly save around $30 million. They are now pending school board approval. Speculation about Rashawn Gary's future in Green Bay surfaced Friday afternoon following a post on his Instagram account.
A graphic featuring a 5-paragraph message was posted to Gary's account, thanking Packers fans and stating his time with the franchise had come to an end. That post was deleted roughly 20 minutes later. ESPN's Rob Demovsky is reporting Gary has not been informed of a trade or his release, and that his account was hacked. NFL insider Tom Pelissero reporting that all options remain on the table for Gary, including a potential trade or release, but no official move has been made. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Work is starting to ramp up again on I-94 East and West project, and drivers will want to plan ahead starting Monday night.
Now that the demolition of the 27th Street Bridge over I-94 is complete, the crews are moving on to their next steps of the project. The DOT's Eric Hansen says that means a long-term lane closure on eastbound.
So this long-term closure will start around 35th Street and go through about 25th Street. That's scheduled to go into place Monday, March 9th by 9 o'clock, and that'll remain throughout most of the 2026 calendar year.
Hansen says drivers should plan to use city streets around the work zone. Westbound lanes remain unchanged for now. Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
The best detour around those closures is to utilize 35th Street, Wisconsin Avenue, Clyburn Street, and 25th Street. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:04.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Hey, beauties. You're invited to swing by your local Merle Norman for a fabulous eye-catching gift with purchase that's sure to make you sparkle. What's inside this gift? Only the essentials for eye perfection. Trial Sizes of Brilliancy Eye Cream, eyeshadow primer, a Soft Touch Eyeshadow Duo, and Soft Touch Eye Pencil. Hurry, these goodies are only good while supplies last at Merle Norman Cosmetics Salon and Spa at Brookfield Square. Free with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman Cosmetic products. Cosmetic accessories not included. Offer valid while supplies last at participating Merle Norman Cosmetic Studios only. Limit 1 per customer. We reserve the right to modify the gift if needed. Promotion not available at merlenorman.com.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks won 113-99 against the Utah Jazz on Saturday. Their next game is tonight at 7 against the Orlando Magic. You can listen to the game right here on 620 WTMJ. Marquette pulled off the upset against UConn 68-62. The Big East tournament begins Wednesday for Marquette against Xavier. Badger basketball pulled off the upset against Purdue 97-93 to end the regular season. The Big Ten tournament begins this Tuesday. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited Siding and a whole lot more. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Looking pretty smooth across the roads this morning. No major incidents to report.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Here's your WTMJ forecast today. Mostly sunny, mild, and windy again with a high of 60. And tonight, partly cloudy and still breezy with a low of 46. And Monday, mostly sunny and mild with a high of 67. Right now, Milwaukee is 38 degrees. I'm Nizer Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:07.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Neil Doyle.
A very happy Sunday to you on this March 8th, 2026. 7 minutes after 8 o'clock. Neil Doyle hanging out with you, sitting in for Libby Collins here this morning. And if you're looking at your clocks and you're wondering, seems like it's a little bit later than it should be. Well, we sprung forward this morning. Daylight saving time officially today, as we do twice a year. Happens in the fall, happens in the spring. Well, that is today, so make sure to change those clocks this morning. We are springing forward, so if you're looking at your clock on your oven, maybe your microwave, maybe the clock next to your bed, and it's not matching up with what's on your phone or maybe your smartwatch, change those clocks, get it done today. And speaking of daylight saving time with the clock springing forward today, also kind of a reminder, and we hear this, again, twice a year when we do change the clocks, it's also a good time to kind of prepare, get things around your home ready for the new season. You know, we're getting ready for severe weather this spring. It's also a good time to maybe get some emergency plans in place, whether that's, an at-home emergency kit, a kit for your car to make sure you're being safe. We're preaching safety. So that's something to do. And I actually got a chance to speak with the Wisconsin Emergency Management Agency and some of the tips that they have if you want to take advantage of that today with the clock springing forward to then get things ready around your home, get that home emergency kit ready. So we'll hear from Katie Kasopoulos, Katie Rosenlass from the Wisconsin Emergency Management. So we'll do that a little bit later in the show as well. We've got a busy one for you. We're going to have some of our standards here on the show. Don't want to change it up a whole lot, even though I'm filling in for Libby this morning. But of course, we will check in with Timothy Gibbons, the editor-in-chief over at the Milwaukee Business Journal. A few different interesting topics we'll cover this morning. New housing developments that are getting the A-OK this week, so we'll dive into those. Some different redesign plans for a park in downtown Milwaukee. Also, the Milwaukee Public Museum providing a few updates as they get ready for a pretty big move. They're going to be moving to a new location next year. They provided some updates how fundraising for that effort is going. So we'll hear some of that with Timothy Gibbons, editor-in-chief over at the Milwaukee Business Journal. We'll do that later this hour. We'll also hear from our consumer expert, Michelle Reinen, with the Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection. Going to dive into what were some of the top consumer complaints that people have reported. You know, we talk about scammers quite a bit. They're not going away. They continue to try to target people and try to steal your information, steal money, identity, you name it. What were some of the top complaints here over the past year? So we'll dive into that with Michelle Reinen. WTMJ's Sandy Max is going to join us later this hour as well. And she's going to be live on location. She's actually in Indianapolis, and we're going to talk some bowling. You know, I know there are quite a few bowlers out there in this community. I can't say I am a avid bowler. I like to get out and bowl every so often. I'm not very good, but Sandy Max is in Indianapolis with some very good professional bowlers. Actually, the Professional Bowlers Association, the U.S. Open, is happening this weekend in Indy, and WTMJ's Sandy Max is there. So we will check in with her at about 8:50 as well. A couple of other topics we'll dive into here this morning. A big announcement Friday afternoon, if you missed it, from Milwaukee Public Schools. They are dealing with a nearly $50 million budget deficit. They've said over the last month or so, there are some different things they're going to have to do to try to close that budget gap. And some of those changes or things that they want to try to implement were announced Friday, and it includes some cuts. So we'll hear from Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius kind of what those proposals would look like to close that budget gap. There's going to be a special board meeting Monday night, tomorrow night. So quite a lot of news coming out of MPS here at the end of last week. Plus, we'll take a look back at the week in review as well. So we've got a lot to do here on this Sunday morning, and it is a pretty nice Sunday for you if you want to take advantage of, I know the clock's changed. Some people are mad. They lost an hour of sleep. But it is going to be sunny today, kind of mild, a bit windy. Our storm team forecast high up to 60 degrees today. Later tonight, then partly cloudy and breezy, a low down to 46. We could actually see some record temperatures tomorrow. On Monday, it's going to be mostly sunny. We could see a high near 67. So we're going to be creeping up around 70 degrees tomorrow. Actually could maybe see a record broken from what I'm seeing from some of our meteorologists over there at Storm Team 4. So we'll get into that as well. We've got Isaac with us in the producer's room doing all the hard work, making me sound as good as I can. Nazir Spencer's with us as well here in the newsroom. So we've got a lot to do on this Sunday morning. Hope you hang out with us. Again, Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins here. It's Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News here on WTMJ.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing provides your home with the best protection from wind, hail, and fire. Choose from 29 stylish colors to enhance your home's appearance. Available in cut-to-length panels that cover a large area for a fast installation. Shop our selection of roofing products today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
So, Dad, what gives with the square pizzas?
Well, Marty wanted to be different, but little did he know that he was giving everyone a real value. We figured it out. Our 12-inch square pizza covers 27% more space than a 12-inch round.
A bigger pizza and a better value.
Yep, 27% more.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
And martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Card Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
You've seen the photos, but nothing compares to being there. In 2026, trade your screen for the real thing, the quiet ripple of the Rhine from an Avalon Waterways suite, or the storied streets of Italy with Globus. At Fox World Travel, we handle every detail so you can focus on the moment, not the logistics. Stop dreaming about the world and start walking through it. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to plan your 2026 journey today.
8:15 on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins here this morning. And yes, the clocks have changed. We have sprung an hour forward. It is our typical twice a year we do it. It's not something new. But today is daylight saving time. So if you haven't changed your clocks yet, certainly want to make sure you do so. And the 2 times a year that we do change the clocks, it's always kind of a good reminder as well to review and refresh maybe some emergency plans, some preparedness. And we hear this quite a bit, and it's always a good thing to think about. The Wisconsin Emergency Management Agency, they recommend that everyone have a plan in place so that you don't have to lose sleep, even though you are losing an hour of sleep today. But if you have an emergency plan together, when there is an emergency or a disaster happens, then you're prepared. So it's a good time to kind of change your clocks, assemble and restock some of those home and vehicle emergency kits. Now, what should that mean? I'm sure some of you out there maybe are prepared. You've got your emergency kits ready to go and you're on top of it. But for some others, if you need to maybe assemble one of those kits just so you are ready, I spoke with Wisconsin Emergency Management spokesperson Katie Rosenluce. She says kind of what should you include and gives us a rundown what those kits should be.
Our flashlight in case there are any power outages and extra batteries for that, a first aid kit in case there's any injuries, and then having a list of emergency contacts, as well as any personal medical information and medications. And then don't forget about your pets as well, because they are a part of your family. So include pet food, identification tags on collars, veterinarian records, and leashes, and anything else that your pet might need, or if there are any other special needs that your family members or you might have.
So those are some of the items to put in there. Now, if you already have a home or vehicle emergency kit assembled, also a good time today with daylight saving to just kind of check those kits and see if you have any of those items in there that might have expired. Maybe you need to change those out. So kind of a good time to do that. Now, as we get ready for the spring, now I'm excited, even though we're losing an hour of sleep today, we're kind of creeping out of the winter. We're getting ready for the spring, warmer weather on the horizon. But with that, we're getting ready for the spring severe weather season. So it's also a good time to make sure your home is prepared for any severe weather.
Check your gutters out, removing debris in there. There might be some leaves left over from the fall that might be plugging up those gutters or downspouts or drains. And also make sure those downspouts direct the water away from your home and not towards your foundation, which can cause damage. Check any trees or bushes you have and trim those limbs and branches so that they don't snap off during high winds and damage your home. And then if you do have limbs that you're noticing are kind of going over power lines near your home, you need to contact your utility provider about having those trimmed or removed.
So certainly tips that I'm sure quite a few of us have heard before, but always a good reminder on some things that you can do to prepare your home and prepare your family just in case of any type of emergency or disaster. And a good time and a good reminder to do that with today being daylight saving time. It's 8:18 here on WTMJ. Coming up, we'll check in with Timothy Gibbons, editor-in-chief at the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Hi, WTMJ's Sandy Max here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at Three Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. Three Pillars is ranked best in continuing care, assisted and independent living, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities. Full and part-time day or evening shifts starting at $20 per hour, and you could get more based on experience and shifts. The best part, you'll make a difference in the lives of others every day. Go to threepillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
Potential is like God's love. It lives within everyone and shows us that we are made for more. At Aug Prep, faith ignites excellence in academics, the arts, athletics, and every aspect of our lives. Students don't just realize their full potential, we learn to soar. The #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee is expanding to the North Shore and is now enrolling grades K4 through 6th and 9th. Aug Prep North, made for more. Apply today at augprep.org.
A new deck from Outdoor Living Unlimited is built to last. We are Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to Outdoor Living Unlimited's Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Milwaukee leaders are calling on the Public Service Commission to reject a data center rate proposal. The Common Council unanimously adopting a resolution opposing We Energy's proposal to create a separate energy rate for large data centers.
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
Governor Tony Evers is urging Congress to modify new federal regulations on hemp.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m.
Take a quick check of your forecast here. This is from Storm Team Forecasts meteorologist Michael Fish. Plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a very nice Sunday for us. Mild conditions. Will be a bit windy, but we'll see a high near 60 today. Tonight, then partly cloudy, a low down to 46. Sunny, mild. We could see some record temps tomorrow, a high near 67. And then into Tuesday, some increasing clouds. Could see rain Tuesday, a high of 46. And then looking ahead to Wednesday, maybe some rain in the forecast. Could maybe see a little mix of some snow Wednesday. We cool down quite a bit. Only a high of 38. Right now, 39 degrees in Milwaukee. Neil Doyle sitting in for Libby Collins here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. It's now time to check in with Timothy Gibbons, editor-in-chief over at the Milwaukee Business Journal. Good morning. How's it going?
Very good. How are you doing today?
Good, good. We've got a lot of topics we want to dive into here this morning. Several housing projects in the area kind of getting the A-OK moving forward. Kind of run through. There's quite a few of them.
It is. It's really fascinating looking at the amount of projects. And some of them have gotten the A-OK. Some of them are still looking forward. Some of these are projects that have gone through years of not getting approval and now moving ahead. So Pleasant Prairie, there's a 705-unit subdivision that is preparing to add 90 new lots. You got Cedarburg. There's a big, it's nearly 500 units. D.R. Horton snapped up a bit of the Schaefer Farms project in Cedarburg. Menominee Falls gave the okay to 130 home project. So you got a good number of these coming online, and it's sparking some really interesting conversations in each of these communities about what really do they want their future of housing to be. Density is a concern in some of these areas. Traffic is a concern in some of these areas. And there's some really fascinating conversations where there's a need for housing or perceived need for housing, and that can create some challenges with the people who already live in these communities.
Are those in the housing market too kind of maybe excited about some of these developments too? I mean, we've heard, it seems like over the last handful of months, at least to start 2026, where home prices are up here in the area year over year, and are some of these developments kind of a good thing, or from those in the industry, what are they saying? Yeah, so there's two different things that you just put your finger on very astutely. The need for housing across the area has been very tight for quite a while. The way that the real estate industry looks at it is how many months of supplies. So basically, it takes about 37 days or so when a house is listed in Milwaukee to be sold. And you want enough houses for a stable market that basically, you have enough inventory to sell houses for about 6 months. In Milwaukee, there's enough inventory to sell houses for about 2 months. Milwaukee is one of the tighter markets in the country, and that's one of the things that's pushing all of this new development. Prices are up. Prices have hugely spiked since the pandemic. And if you look over the last 10 years, the number of building permits pulled in the Milwaukee metropolitan area has been trending downward. So basically, houses haven't been built, population has been flat or inching up a little bit, and there just is a desperate need for housing. Now, one of the interesting things on all of these projects, we ran through them really quick, but it's a mixture of housing types. And I say a mixture in two ways. It's for sale homes and it's for rent homes. Milwaukee is part of a national trend where we have these big national builders coming in who are building homes specifically to rent them out, as well as building homes for sale. And there is a growing number of duplexes and multiplexes and other non-single family home options that are also being proposed or actively in the works. Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons with us this morning. Let's shift gears a little bit to downtown Milwaukee. Some conversations this week about maybe some updates at Red Arrow Park. What would happen there?
Yeah, they're talking about changing up the ice rink, and I did find it interesting that one of the main takeaways as the city and their consultants look at what should be done there, that people, by God, want that ice rink. There's nowhere else with that type of opportunity in the downtown area. And I mean, I'm obviously a long history of skating in the area, but you think of the Olympics just recently and the talent on the ice that comes from the state. Clearly, this is an important thing to people. So the park would be modified. There's 3 concepts that are being considered. All of them would trim the ice rink a bit, but would leave it still in place and would give more room for seating and things like that.
I saw this report that came out this week, and quite a few municipalities were very quick to kind of toot their own horns, and it kind of looked at some of the differences in how they go about with their development and kind of the time frames and how quick they're able to get new developments up. What did that report show?
This is a fascinating report, and we'll only be able to touch on the highlights, obviously, here. So if you want to see the full details, definitely stop by the Business Journal website. But the report came from the Wisconsin Policy Forum. It was commissioned by the Commercial Association of Realtors here in Milwaukee, and it analyzed 240 different projects to see how long it took for them to go through the municipalities. And it stacked up Milwaukee, Wauwatosa, Waukesha, West Allis, Oak Creek, and Brookfield to see basically how long it took and how complicated the process was. The idea, and this is why the development community is involved in this, the big issue is what projects can just be done by what's known as by right, where basically you have staff sign off on it, and which ones have to actually go through the political process. So in Brookfield, for example, the Plan Commission and the Common Council have to sign off on a lot of things. And in the city of Milwaukee, much more of those projects can just kind of go through the staff process. So all of this, and this is why the Policy Forum is interested and why CARW is interested, is these are these are policy decisions that a municipality has to make as they look at development. How difficult do they want it to be? Because there is a value to the citizenry of saying we want to have oversight, but there's a balancing act there. The more oversight you have, the longer projects take, the more expensive that process is, the more complicated things are, the less development you're going to get.
Before we let you go as well this week, Milwaukee Public Museum, as they get ready to move into their new space, provided a little update, kind of how fundraising is going and kind of some of the challenges they're facing as well.
Being involved in any massive construction project like that right now is just, so fraught. So they're doing great on their fundraising. They have a goal of $240 million. They've reached $212 million of that. So, well on the way to getting the amount that they set out to get. The challenge is that project costs are also increasing. If you look just over the past year, the impact of tariffs on construction, particularly large-scale construction with steel and concrete and timber, all being things that have seen price increases. Labor is an issue. We have this building boom with the data centers, which is good if you are in the trades, but also means that it can make that workforce more expensive. So from the museum standpoint, they penciled out the cost of $240 million back in 2018. And if listeners think back to the difference between 2018 and now, a lot of things have changed. So it's going to be tough for them it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for the museum to get this, but on the good side, they're well on the way to hitting their goal. So, fingers crossed.
Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons with us, as he is every Sunday. Always appreciate the time.
Good to talk to you.
Coming up here in our next half hour, we'll take a look back at the weekend review. We'll check in with consumer expert Michelle Reinen. Also, WTMJ's Sandy Max will join us. All of that ahead here in the next half hour. Just about 8:30 coming up on it when we've got news next.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com. LessGlassService.com.
So if you're looking to install a new glass shower door, you're going to want to see selection. The more you see, the better choice you can make. And that's why our store is loaded with 20 different glass shower door options. And what sets Less's Glass apart is that you're going to have somebody close by for help who's been here for years and years to ask them questions and get reliable answers. Now, no one's going to be hounding you, but when you need an answer, you're not going to have to search around. One thing you can count on at Less's Glass is that there will always be a member of our staff here with decades of experience. And that matters, because how many times have you been at the big box home improvement store, walking around trying to find someone who can actually answer your questions? This is Stacy Sinks. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Artificial intelligence, or AI, is an emerging technology that lets users create realistic pictures and videos or change how their voice sounds. Unfortunately, scammers are using AI to disguise themselves and trick you on social media, in phone calls, and even video calls. Before you act, independently verify that requests for money are legitimate. Learn more at datcp.wi.gov. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection.
It's 8:31 here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News, and we're at the bottom of the hour. That means time to check in with the WTMJ Breaking News Center, and we throw it over to Nazir Spencer.
Thank you, Neil. The man who was critically injured in a shooting at Aurora Sinai Medical Center has died. 40-year-old Christopher Robinson Jr. passed away Saturday morning after several days on life support. A statement released by the family says Robinson's funeral arrangements will be shared when available. Ronell Shaw Jr. was charged Friday in connection to the shooting. Prosecutors allege he was inside the hospital lobby early Monday when he approached the man from behind and fired a gun multiple times. Shaw faces multiple felony charges. A woman was shot and killed in Estabrook Park in Shorewood on Friday night. A 911 call was placed around 11:30 p.m. reporting a man and woman arguing in the park, followed by gunfire. The 29-year-old victim was found in a vehicle and pronounced dead at the scene due to a single gunshot wound. No one has been arrested, and anyone with information should call the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have a major issue on I-94 East. It is closed at County SS because of a car fire. So just be mindful of that if you're heading east towards the Waukesha area near Grandview, a little bit before Grandview, and Gulf Road and Silvernail is right in between those two, right before Prospect Avenue. So just be mindful of that if you're heading east into the Waukesha area. So just be mindful. It is a car fire, and it is a little bit backed up, so please be careful when you're driving towards that area. Otherwise, across the rest of the area, looking pretty clear. But again, just be mindful of that I-94 East closure.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny and windy with a high of 60. And tonight, partly cloudy and breezy with a low of 46. Monday, mostly sunny and mild with a high of 67. And Tuesday, increasing clouds with afternoon rain with a high of 46. Wednesday, some rain or a little snow tapering off with a high of 38. And Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 40. Right now in Madison, it's 38. In Green Bay, 39. In Waukesha, 37. And in Milwaukee, 39 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:33.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Augustin Hadelick returns to the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra March 6th and 7th as soloist in Mendelssohn's soulful and fiery violin concerto. Don't miss this opportunity to hear one of the most celebrated artists of our time as he teams up with music director Ken David Mazur for an unforgettable concert experience filled with gorgeous melodies. Call the box office now to reserve your best seats at 414-291-7605 or online at mso.org. These concerts will also feature the mighty and romantic Symphony No. 3 by Johannes Brahms, as well as a self-described companion work to the Brahms Third by Detlev Glanert. It's a program of audience favorites that is sure to feature some of the most inspired music making you've ever heard. Don't miss Hadelick and Brahms at the MSO March 6th and 7th only. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more information or call 414-291-7605.
Stop in for savings this week at Fleet Farm that'll help put winter in your rear view. Get a free $25 gift card with the purchase of $100 in Columbia, Dickies, Under Armour, or Wrangler clothing. Fire up the flavor with Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets for just $8.99 a bag. And buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper or Goodyear tires with our complete installation package and Resolute road hazard policy. Don't miss these limited time deals, only at Fleet Farm. And for even more, go to fleetfarm.com.
It's 8:36 on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins this morning. War with Iran, the Greek freak struggling in his return in a historic theater under local ownership, and more. It's the Weekend Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
Overnight, the United States and Israel launching military strikes on Iran.
Outside pressure or call for regime change from outside powers usually does not bring democratic government.
I woke up this morning to see the picture of the bloody backpacks that were found outside of the school that the U.S. and Israel bombed. Hands up!
Iran! This is not a so-called regime change war, but the regime sure did change.
My brother, he had been in Dubai. He is safe, and he joins us now.
I just found a way out. That I guess when you're in a war zone, people reach out.
If only you had gone to St. John's Academy. Maybe you'd be a little more prepared.
That's Giannis' couple head fakes now stuffs it down with an emphatic one-hand slam. Final seconds tick down, and another tough one for the Bucks here tonight.
Giannis Antetokounmpo said last night, I need to see where I fit in with this team. So that tells you the depth where we've reached.
Can we go back to talk about Jordan Stoltz or something?
That is not how you play basketball.
Walk us through from your perspective, Steve, as things were starting to happen in the Middle East. And
we were in communication with some of the people that are doing similar trips, and they had those trips canceled. The State Department warnings are saying Americans should get out of Egypt.
Republicans in the House Oversight Committee, they released the closed-door deposition videos of former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
I am not going to offer opinions or speculation about anything that I have no context for and was not there.
Milwaukee Film has made a major move to preserve one of the city's most beloved landmarks, the historic Downer Theater, which has been open since 1915.
We're renting with the option to buy, dot all the I's and cross the T's, and here we are as locally owned and operated.
Your organization has done a ranking of free speech on campus. 166 out of 257 surveyed schools received an F.
Yeah.
A now former Milwaukee police officer accused of misusing police equipment to keep tabs on his romantic partner is due to make his initial appearance in court. 33-year-old Josue Ayala is charged with misconduct in public office.
Senior night at the Kohl Center for the Wisconsin Badgers. They roll over Maryland. The coach's kid, a fan favorite who basically has grown up in that gym.
Regard.
Fire!
Yes! Bittersweet.
This is it. Closed unexpectedly last March. People were very upset. People have been in the works trying to have this historic preservation for the site. That was announced yesterday that came through. Does that protect the building?
Nope. It is just a marker.
There's legislation, the city's official opinion on immigrations and customs enforcement operations.
I'm asking them to do their job, which is to clean up the streets of Milwaukee.
Former Green Bay Packers president and CEO Bob Harlan has died.
From 1993 to 2007, the Packers, with Harlan as president, had the best overall record in the NFL, spearheading a massive 2003 renovation of Lambeau Field, turning it into a year-round destination.
President Trump fired his Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi Noem.
She dramatically reduced resources and attention of departmental personnel on issues like counterterrorism, counterintelligence.
The biggest cultural centers in America gushing over what they're seeing in Milwaukee.
I think this event is amazing.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, this facility is world class.
It's a delicious product.
A day after the internet accused McDonald's CEO Chris Kay of sounding more like a kale lover than an Archburger fan.
How do you prep them for that type of moment?
I just say, just be yourself. The internet is very smart, and they can smell a fraud when they see one. Boy, that didn't make any sense. They can...
What are we, gay? What a week.
Think of it like Crosby, Stills, and Nash, but not young.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
That's the Weekend Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. If you want to hear it again, you can text WEEK to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line. That's 855-616-1620. It's 8:40 on WTMJ.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus is led by the Spirit into the desert to prepare for his ministry. This Lent, how will we allow ourselves to be led? How will we use these weeks to let God transform our hearts and our lives? This is Archbishop Jeffrey Graub. When Easter arrives, may we find ourselves renewed, strengthened, and changed. God always takes the first step. This Lent, how will we respond? Join us at Mass, and let's walk this journey together.
We know for small business advertisers, every dollar counts. And that's why you hear our advertisers over and over on this station, as well as every other Milwaukee radio station. Because the power of repetition is real. Go to the Our Clients page of Anderson-Smith.com and see just how many you're familiar with. And check out their real advertising success stories. You'll learn why our clients stay with us for years and years. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. We know you work hard to make your small business the best it can be. And we understand you deserve to have your advertising work as hard as you do. That's why we focus on only the most efficient ways to assure your ad message makes the most impact it possibly can. With millions of dollars in annual billing and dozens of satisfied clients, Anderson Smith has the leverage and know-how to amplify your advertising. Go to Anderson-Smith.com, email me, and I'll call you in short order. Because it's time we grow your business.
It's 8:42 on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. Your WTMJ forecast. It is shaping up to be a very nice Sunday for us. Plenty of sunshine, mild conditions. It will be a bit windy, but we'll see a high near 60 today. Tonight, then, partly cloudy, breezy, a low of 46. Sunny and even warmer tomorrow. We could maybe see some record temps tomorrow, a high near 67. And then into Tuesday, some increasing clouds. Could see some rain Tuesday as well, and cooler with highs only in the mid-40s. It's 40 degrees right now in Milwaukee.
Well, any consumer out there is going to have a problem once in a while that really frustrates them. But how many of you actually pick up the phone or write a letter and get a hold of DATCAP and tell them what's been going on in your life? Well, joining us on our Siding Unlimited talk and text line is Michelle Reinen from DATCAP. And Michelle, you have the top 5 consumer complaints of 2025 you received from people all over Wisconsin. And let's start with number 5. What were people complaining about?
Identity theft. We had 468 complaints about identity theft, and the issues involved those takeovers of online accounts like social media profiles or financial accounts. And we also saw additional issues, including fraud, data breaches, and compromised identification documents.
Oh, boy. And were you able to resolve most of these for the consumers that complained about it?
Well, we certainly were able to assist them in trying to get control of those accounts again, but that's a process, and it's a very difficult one, and so we're here to assist consumers in those. But identity theft, that's a hard thing to resolve because it can last months to years depending upon the type. So the best thing to do is try and prevent it from happening by securing your accounts, changing those passwords, not sharing the information, and keeping your information and platforms up to date when you're online.
All right, let's talk about the fourth most heard complaint in the state of Wisconsin for last year.
Telecommunications, 633 complaints. And this is a category that involves your cell phone, your landline, your television provider, whether that be cable or satellite, and even the internet service provider. So again, fourth place. It was an increase of 106 complaints, and you can imagine the types of issues because of the types of service here. Those are contracts that you have for a particular period of time, so you have billing disputes, cancellation denials, disconnections, terminations, terms that have been agreed to not being followed, and then just refund and adjustment issues as well.
All right, let's move on to number 3. What's that biggest complaint?
Home improvement, 641 complaints in this category. It's held steady at number 3 for a few years now, and we see the same types of issues. Charges for services and repairs that were not performed, delays in performance, a failure to provide services and materials, not honoring warranties, and a failure to disclose what I think is one of the most important consumer protection rights you have, and that's a right to a lien waiver. So whether you get that disclosure or not, consumers need to be sure they activate that right by asking for that lien waiver when they make a payment in a home improvement contract.
Let's move on to number 2, and this one I think we've all had problems with, even if we didn't reach out to DATCAP and complain.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Telemarketing, 1,283 complaints. The number is down about 230 complaints from the previous year, and that's exactly what I think is happening. People aren't complaining because we know not to answer the phone. We see the warnings on the phone indicating that it's a scam, but we still know that they are circulating in our state, and we need those reports so we can get the message out, as well as take enforcement action when it's a solicitation from a telemarketer that is not registered or is not following the law in our state.
All right, and finally, Michelle, let's give a big drum roll. The number 1 complaint DATCAP received from consumers in 2025 was
landlord-tenant issues. 2,620 complaints, nearly a quarter of the complaints received in total for 2025. We also received a quarter of our hotline contacts in this category, more than 5,000 contacts to the hotline about landlord-tenant issues, thousands more than any other category, and issues about failing to maintain the premises, security deposit returns and withholdings, eviction, unauthorized entry, mold infestation. I will say we saw a bit of a spike in the number this year, and some of that has to do with the flooding that happened in the fall of the year, because we as homeowners wondered, boy, how do we turn and deal with this? But at the same time, tenants, and what do they do when they don't even own the property and have to be responsive to this situation?
And let's remind everybody, Michelle, if you have a complaint as a consumer, who do we call?
Contact the Consumer Protection Hotline at 800-422-7128, or you can go to our website at datcp.wi.gov to learn more about any of these issues.
Michelle Reinen from DATCAP, always a pleasure to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's 8:48 here on WTMJ. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to check in with WTMJ's Sandy Maxon. She's live in Indianapolis. We'll do that just ahead.
Business owners
and right-hand men and women.
When you make the catering call for your office gathering,
make it Marty's Pizza.
For pizza, pasta, subs, wings, appetizers, and more.
Delivered in our heated oven delivery trucks.
Our catering delivery range has expanded
all the way east into Brookfield.
Just log on to martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Or give us a call at 262-646-3327. 262-646-3327.
Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Start the new year right. Use your vision benefits and schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam. You can check out new frame styles and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Shopco Optical is committed to quality eye care and will create personalized vision solutions tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. New year, new you, new style. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Amy Simonson is the IT administrator with Professional Services Group. They had business technology from a not-so-supportive vendor. Not anymore. They switched to James Imaging Systems.
They come in as a partner. They want to help you. They want to make your business successful.
Including your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
He's always there when I need him. It's always like, what can I do to help you?
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner with great people and more value.
The value is we have the right equipment in the right place. We're getting reliable, consistent service when we need it.
Amy, your advice for other Wisconsin businesses?
I would definitely say contact James Imaging. They are very helpful and knowledgeable and will put you in the right place.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700, 262-781-7700, or visit jamesimaging.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
It's 8:51 on our Sunday morning, March 8th, here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins here this morning. And as we do every Sunday, we love checking in with WTMJ's Sandy Max, host of What's on Tap here on WTMJ. And Sandy actually joining us live on location, not in Wisconsin, but in Indiana, in Indianapolis. Sandy, good morning.
Good morning to you. And I got to tell you, even though I'm in Indianapolis, lots of Wisconsin news here. I had the, TV news on in the morning getting ready here. Packers, Colts trade, big news. Badgers beating Purdue, big news. And then getting in the airport yesterday, it is the 2026 All-State Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament. So lots and lots going on here. You can't get away from Wisconsin's great news and domination. And then I'm here right now getting ready for the U.S. Open of bowling at Woodland Bowl. Imagine one of those bowling centers that has the huge bowling pin on top of it, so you just can't miss it. That's where this U.S. Open is going to be.
Well, yeah, we're talking a little bowling here this morning, and kind of fitting, too. We're coming off our Bowling for Babies event yesterday up in Menominee Falls, so thank you to everybody that came out as we were raising money for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. And actually, you can still donate. We've got all that information up on WTMJ.com if you weren't able to make it out and bowl yesterday with us. But again, thank you to everybody that came out yesterday. But yes, you were at the U.S. Open for the PBA. Can you kind of explain, are you just there as a fan? Are you there doing a little work? Kind of tell us why you're in Indianapolis.
I'm a fan. I won't deny that at all. We're all fans of bowling in that Milwaukee and Wisconsin area, I feel. It's such a social sport. But this is an opportunity. You might know I was an original Milwaukee Brewers in-game host, and when you're got that skill set, you can actually be an in-game host for a lot of different sports. So I've worked with the Milwaukee Wave, and now I work with the Professional Bowlers Association Tour. So the TV tournaments that go around the country, some of the cities, I get to go and be that person on the set who says, hey, welcome, and keep you entertained during the commercial breaks and throw T-shirts at people, be that entertainment gal to make your TV tournament experience the best it can be. And I got to tell you, Neil, I know you're a big golf fan.
Yes.
So think of the U.S. Open in golf, that it's, known for being so challenging and kind of a marathon and being really difficult. This is really similar because the oil patterns are really challenging. This is kind of a marathon. There are 56 games. Think about bowling 840 frames. How many balls that would be? It's a grind on your tossing that rock, 16-pound ball, and you're out there alone. So Chris Vai is one of the finalists, and he said this is a lot like golf. You're alone, and it really is a mental game. So this is going to be an exciting kind of best of the best bowlers that you can see, and this whole month has been a big month for the sport of bowling, Neil. because the PBA Tour season is back, and now the TV tournaments are on the CW network, Sunday afternoons at 3 o'clock Central, 10 weeks, and a lot of people grew up watching bowling regularly on the weekends, you know. So last week was the Pete Weber Classic in his home state of Missouri, and I was there for that. A Canadian bowler, Graham Fa, won his third PBA Tour title, and the whole season kicked off. Brendan Bonta, a rookie, bowled a 300 to win the Players' Championship the first week. So it's been a lot of excitement in the bowling world. And then, how do you make it even better? You get Ben Stiller involved.
Yes.
Ben Stiller, exactly. He's the executive director of a new docuseries that's coming out March 16th on HBO called Born to Bowl. And it is following 5 professional bowlers behind the scenes. And one of them, Anthony Simonson, who's competing today, he's going to be featured. Kyle Troop, if you've ever seen him, he's the pro with the fro, the Bob Ross of bowling, son of Guppy Troop. E.J. Tackett, who's incredible, successful, precise bowler. Jason Belmonte, who is the two-handed bowler from Australia. They call him the GOAT. He's got a ton of titles. And then also Cameron Crowe, who's a young bowler. And unfortunately, he made it in the headlines this week, which is good publicity for the docuseries. But, you know, if all the bowlers who could get pulled over for speeding and have substances in his car this week, it's Cameron Crowe. So he's in the headlines in TMZ. But it's like, oh, bless your heart. But it is an exciting time to jump into bowling, and hopefully on a new network, the CW, and with this new docuseries, which is 5 half-hour episodes of taking you all throughout last season. Hey, you might see me. I had to sign a release, so I might be in the background.
I love it. I mean, you might get featured a little bit. Yeah, and I watched the trailer for this because we were talking about it this week. It seems intense. Now, I would have to imagine, you said Ben Stiller is the executive producing for this. Is he a big bowler? I would have to assume he's kind of into bowling.
I want to know, because why would he connect so passionately with this, you know, and really want to feature the sport? He was at some of the final tournaments last year, so I haven't had a chance to interview him yet. I've put out the request, so I would love to know really what is the appeal to him. Maybe he grew up bowling. I don't know, because, you know, bowling really is such an emotional and social sport, whether it's league night or, you know, really dedicating your life to the sport. Because I'm reminded of actors who everybody has a day job while they're pursuing their passion. That's a lot of these bowlers. For example, Chris Vi, he's an accountant by day. You've got Tim Foy Jr., he's a corrections officer when he's not bowling.
Wow.
So you can dedicate your life to this and travel around, but a lot of folks who love this sport still have to have a day job and pursue these tournaments.
So you're at the finals today, the U.S. Open for the PBA. How long will today go for the finals?
It'll be a 2-hour show, so it'll be a 4-game stepladder. You have 5 seeds: Andrew Anderson, Tim Foy Jr., Chris Vi, Mr. Dombrowski, and Anthony Simonson. And Simonson, I just told you how difficult this is. He has qualified 8 of the last 11 U.S. Opens.
Wow.
And has been, you know, a finalist the past 5. He won in 2022. So here's a guy who really, really knows how to grind it out. So it's interesting that, and not just physically, but also this mental game, because it's a really challenging oil pattern. There's a limit on the kind of balls that you can play. Basically, they're trying to not allow urethane balls, which we can get into the whole conversation of special equipment. But this really is a challenge. And if you can master this, and it's going to be low scoring. So when you've got these low scoring games, every pin that falls down is crucial.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be intense. Finals of the PBA U.S. Open, as Sandy said. It's on the CW, so if you want to watch it, starts at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then, as we said, this very interesting HBO docuseries, Born to Bowl. I mean, why not watch the finals today and then get ready, because Born to Bowl comes out March 16th. It kind of just dives you right into it.
Definitely.
I like it. Well, Sandy, thanks so much for checking in. Have fun today in Indianapolis, and a little bit of bowling fever here, so nothing wrong with that.
And check out Bowling for Babies.
Yes.
So that we can get in on the silent auction. I have my eye on those spa getaways and the packages for the mixologist in your life.
Lots of good stuff, Sandy. Thanks so much. Yes, Bowling for Babies, some of those auction items still available. And if you want to donate to help us out raising money for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission, you can find all that information at WTMJ.com. Just before 9 o'clock here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News, we've got top of the hour news on the way.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Potential is like God's love. It lives within everyone and shows us that we are made for more. At Og Prep, faith ignites excellence in academics, the arts, athletics, and every aspect of our lives. Students don't just realize their full potential, we learn to soar. The #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee is expanding to the North Shore and is now enrolling grades K4 through 6th and 9th. Og Prep North, made for more. Apply today at ogprep.org.
Mystical or magical? Milwaukee's not fooled.
Up a 3 and he hits it. What a shot for the Dairy Bird.
The Bucks take on the Orlando Magic at Fiserv Forum.
Oh my goodness. Shot clock was winding down. It looked like a prayer. It wasn't.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
A little bit after 9 o'clock, it is 41 degrees here in Milwaukee. Today, mostly sunny and windy with a high of 60 and tonight a low of 46. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Nazir Spencer. In New York City, local and federal authorities are still investigating several suspicious devices thrown during a confrontation between dueling protests near Gracie Mansion Saturday. ABC's Shanti Lands is in Manhattan with more.
Police say the good news in all of this is that no one was hurt. It happened shortly after noon when 2 demonstrations converged on each other and tensions escalated. One protest was a Jake Lang anti-Muslim protest with about 20 participants. That counter-protest had about 125 participants.
2 people were arrested at the scene for reportedly throwing the devices. Several others were arrested for obstruction and blocking traffic. Milwaukee Public Schools plans to cut around 269 classroom jobs.
MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Cassellius announced Friday budget proposals to address the $46 million budget gap revealed by recent financial audits. MPS says that around 40 of the 263 positions being eliminated are already vacant. The reductions would reportedly save around $30 million. They are now pending school board approval. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
A candidate for Wisconsin governor says rising property taxes are tied to how the state funds schools. Senator and candidate for governor Kelda Roy says districts are forced to rely more on local taxpayers. Roy's joined WTMJ's Point Taken.
Over the past year and a half, Democrats consistently raised the alarm about how property taxes were going to go up. Republicans have controlled the legislature for 30 of the last 32 years. They are the reason that our property taxes are too high because they have refused again and again to fund our schools and local governments at an even level to keep up with inflation.
Roy says that lack of funding has led more districts to turn to referendums. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:03.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickard, your potentate of lower rates. You've probably heard mortgage rates are at their lowest in 4 years. Accunet's helping a metric ton of our clients take advantage of this dip in rates while it lasts because there's no guarantee how long this window of opportunity will actually stay open. We'd like to help you consider your refi options too. Sure, you can call your current lender for a one-size-fits-all refi that probably comes with high closing costs and no real in-depth consultation. Or you can click on the blue button for a no-pressure, expertly crafted refi checkup. We'll help you compare all your options, including our genuine no-loan cost refi, which over half of our clients choose. What about a 28 or 29-year loan instead of going back to 30 years? And how much money should you bring to closing or get back instead? Your friendly Accunet loan consultant will lay out all your options side by side and help you make the right decision for you. Find out how much you can save by clicking on the blue button today at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
So if you're looking to install a new glass shower door, you're going to want to see selection. The more you see, the better choice you can make. And that's why our store is loaded with 20 different glass shower door options. And what sets Les's Glass apart is that you're going to have somebody close by for help who's been here for years and years to ask them questions and get reliable answers. Now, no one's going to be hounding you, but when you need an answer, you're not going to have to search around. One thing you can count on at Les's Glass is that there will always be a member of our staff here with decades of experience. And that matters, because how many times have you been at the big box home improvement store, walking around trying to find someone who can actually answer your questions? This is Stacy Sinks. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks won 113-99 against the Utah Jazz on Saturday night. Their next game is tonight at 7 against the Orlando Magic. You can listen to the game right here on 620 WTMJ. Marquette pulled off the upset against UConn 68-62. The Big East tournament begins Wednesday for Marquette against Xavier. Badger basketball pulled off the upset against Purdue 97-93 to end the regular season. The Big Ten tournament begins this Tuesday. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited Siding and a whole lot more. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. If you're heading eastbound on I-94 from the Oconomowoc and Delafield area, you are going to hit a major roadblock because of a car fire on I-94 East. The right lane is closed due to a fire from earlier this morning. It's still getting picked up right now, so just be mindful of that if you're heading into that area. There seems to be another crash as well, included in that backup. About 2.5 miles after the ramp from Highway 83, the left shoulder is blocked due to a crash. Just be mindful of all these little roadblocks that you're having. It's backed up from all the way from Maple Avenue down to Prospect Avenue, so just be mindful of that when you're heading towards your destination from I-94 East. Otherwise, looking pretty clear across the rest of the system.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Here's your WTMJ forecast. Today, mostly sunny and windy with a high of 60. Tonight, partly cloudy and still breezy with a low of 46. Monday, mostly sunny and mild with a high of 67. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 41 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 9:07.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. And now it's time for New at 9.
Well, Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins here on this Sunday, March 8th of 2026. Of course, daylight saving time. So again, make sure you spring those clocks forward here on this Sunday. It's 8 minutes after 9 o'clock. You know, as we're into March, I am a sports guy. I'm a basketball fan in particular. I am a kind of college basketball junkie, I guess I would say. It's that time of year. It's March. So, of course, as we're getting ready for the big dance here, March Madness, Still some regular season wrapping up, and we heard it in some of the updates there in sports from Nazir Spencer. Final day of the regular season is today for the Big Ten Conference. A couple of games today, but Wisconsin wrapping up their Big Ten season with a win on the road. They took down 15th ranked Purdue 97-93.
Wisconsin, Clough gets it back. This is Smith, and it is over. The Wisconsin Badgers come into enemy territory and knock off the Boilermakers on senior day here in West Lafayette. And you can make it 4 straight wins against ranked competition.
Now, I will say that it's a little tough for me to play Nazir. I am a Purdue fan. I have a lot of family that went to Purdue. My parents, a lot of other extended family, cousins, you name it. I did not go to Purdue, but grew up around the Boilermakers. Tough game yesterday, but a good one for Wisconsin. And while it's been a bit of an up and down season for the Badgers, they are going to be in the NCAA tournament. They could also be the number 4 seed coming up in this week's Big Ten tournament. Now, that's all going to depend on what happens with some of the games that will wrap up today in the Big Ten Conference. So we'll see what Wisconsin can do in the Big Ten tournament coming up this week. But looking right now like they could be a 6, maybe a 7 seed in the NCAA tournament. And they've got 2 very good guards in John Blackwell, Nick Boyd, who certainly can light it up. Blackwell, 25 yesterday. Boyd had 23. Those 2 guys get going. I mean, they're certainly a team that I don't know if others want to see in the NCAA tournament. So we'll see what they have this week in the Big Ten, and then as they get ready for the big dance. Of course, our Badger Sports Updates, they are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more. Meanwhile, some excitement over at Fiserv Forum yesterday. Marquette hanging on, and while it's been a tough season for the Golden Eagles, they got a win in their final regular season game, beating number 4 UConn 68-62, and a bit of craziness at the end of the game as well. UConn head coach Dan Hurley ejected in the final second, was not happy with the referees. I don't know if you saw the clip, Nazir, but kind of bumped the ref, and he got a technical, threw him out of the game. Now, at that point, Marquette was going to win, but Dan Hurley, pretty known as a passionate guy. Like, he's not afraid to let the refs hear it. But a lot of people kind of coming out then yesterday thinking, he needs to be suspended a game. What is the Big East going to do? Well, the Big East came out last night, and they said they are going to fine Dan Hurley $25,000 for unsportsmanlike conduct. Doesn't sound like he'll have to miss a game because the Big East now regular season is over as well. Marquette will be the number 7 seed in the Big East tournament. They'll take on number 10 seed Xavier in the first round. That matchup is Wednesday. Could see UConn again.
That would be interesting.
Because UConn, now the number 2 seed, UConn did not, because of that loss yesterday, did not secure the Big East regular season title. So UConn will be the number 2 seed in the tournament. If Marquette can win that first game against Xavier, they would get to see the Huskies again.
I think a lot of people would want to see that because Marquette's had a pretty rough year, right? And if you're a Marquette fan right now and you think you're going to play Xavier, I feel like that's a winnable game. I think that they can do that and get to that UConn game and maybe make some noise a little bit, make the seating a little shaky.
Well, and while the regular season now over, and it's been a down year for kind of this Marquette program, your season's not over yet. If you win the Big East tournament, crazier, that's why they call it March.
Exactly.
March Madness, crazier stuff can happen. If Marquette goes on a run and they win the Big East tournament, they're in the field. So, they still have a chance. So the Big East tournament starting this week as well. But, my bigger thing being a college basketball kind of fan and junkie is obviously these bigger conference tournaments are going to start this week, the Big Ten, the Big East, the ACC, you name it. Mm-hmm. A lot of the smaller conferences, those tournaments have already started. And that's what I've been watching a ton of games this week. A lot of teams that maybe you're not going to watch during the regular season, but you tune in because they're all trying to win a tournament to then get in to March Madness. So we already have one team set in the field. Mm-hmm. Long Island University. They will get the automatic bid out of the NEC. Now, kind of a weird scenario. They get in because they are in the championship game. Now, if, again, you win your conference championship tournament, you're in the field. They're playing Mercyhurst, who is a newer Division I program. They came up from Division II.
Yeah,
they're not yet eligible for the tournament.
Right.
So even if Mercyhurst wins the NEC final, which is coming up Tuesday night, LIU is in. So we already have our first team punching their ticket. They are in the field. 4 more teams are going to be punching their ticket here today. We need the March Madness music here. 4 more teams going to get into the tournament here later today. Missouri Valley Conference Championship features Northern Iowa and UIC in the Big South. The winner of High Point and Winthrop will get into the field. And then 2 more conference championships today as well. In the Atlantic Sun, it's Central Arkansas against Queens. And then later tonight in the Summit, North Dakota State takes on North Dakota. So 4 more teams today punching their ticket into the big dance.
I know we're going to wait for the bracket to come out, okay? But if you had to pick right now, your little underdog or whoever your pick is to win the entire thing, who do you got?
It's really, tough. I think some of the top teams, Michigan and Duke, are very heavy favorites. I hate taking the favorites. But I'm going to take a team that I think can go on a little run in the March Madness field. Now, I don't know if this is a bold pick because we've already talked about it. I'll tell you what, if this Wisconsin team gets hot and they get a good draw, depending on what bracket they get into, I think they're a team that certainly can make a run to the Sweet 16, and who knows? If they
be a fun one.
Can win a couple,
Be a fun one.
Maybe make it to the Elite Eight. So
absolutely.
It is that time of year. I love it. March Madness, lots of basketball being played here in the college ranks over the next few weeks. Coming up here in just a few minutes, we are going to talk about some issues here and some big news that broke Friday afternoon with Milwaukee Public Schools as they deal with some budget issues. We'll do that coming up here on WTMJ.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
We see you out there doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else? We've supplied generations of farms and families with the trusted products you want and need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like assorted Mobile Delvac diesel oil starting at $9.99 after $5 rebate, $2 off assorted Kalmbach poultry feed, and Krylon farm and implement paint 25% off. In-store and online, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleets. Be an original.
It's 9:17 here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins this morning. If you missed it late Friday afternoon, some big news out of the state's largest school district as Milwaukee Public Schools is facing a $46 million budget gap heading into next year. The district announcing they are planning to cut 263 jobs to help close that deficit. Now, the district, according to what they put out Friday, those cuts would be to non-classroom positions. So this would target administrative roles as well as assistant principals and deans. The plan would also then shift some resources from MPS Central Services to then move some of those positions into schools. Here's Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius.
It is an extremely difficult day for us here in Milwaukee Public Schools. But in the end, I'm still hopeful. I'm hopeful for our students. I'm hopeful for all of the employees we have. And every single employee matters to us. And this is hard, and we'll get through it.
Now, this still needs to be approved by the school board, and if it is, Caselius says the cuts would then take effect for the 2026-27 school year, and these cuts would save the district about $30 million.
We gave every staff member a letter today because we want to be transparent with our staff members. And then next week, after board action, we will have our chiefs and our supervisors and managers speak to all employees.
Now, the proposed plan would not cut any teachers currently in the classroom. Again, these would be cuts to non-classroom positions. Now, 40 of the 263 positions that would be axed would be eliminated that are already vacant. There are already some of those vacant teaching positions, so those would just go away. So that means there would not be complete reductions in all of these layoffs. Now, the affected employees would be eligible for classroom-based roles, and they are going to be encouraged to apply for those available positions. So certainly some difficult decisions, and we knew these were coming as MPS is dealing with this nearly $50 million budget gap. District leaders now kind of announcing what they plan to do to close that deficit. The MPS Board of Directors is going to consider these cuts and this proposal. They're holding a special board meeting. This will be tomorrow night at 5:30. So certainly would expect that meeting to have a lot of conversations and, a lot of people weighing in on what to do and if this were to get approved. It's just about 9:20 here on WTMJ.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 3/31/2026.
Struggling to provide for your family is a real thing, like having to choose between feeding them a warm meal or paying the utility bill. These are the choices many Milwaukee residents are faced with, which is why they turn to St. Vincent de Paul Society's meal program for help. Our meal program has been a consistent resource for those in need for over 42 years. Nutritious meals, warm showers, and clean clothes, all in a safe, family-friendly environment. Our mission is clear, and that's to help you break the cycle of poverty by connecting you with life-changing community and educational resources. Last year, we provided $2.2 million in goods and services, plus 57,000 warm meals. If you or anyone you know needs a warm evening meal, you can find us at Harambe Kitchen 5 nights a week on the northeast side of Milwaukee in the basement of All People's Church. And at Crossroads Kitchen on the south side of Milwaukee 6 nights a week on 9th and Madison. As always, we're grateful for community members and volunteers who help us help you. To learn more, visit svdpmilw.org.
The following is a paid presentation. Advice and opinions expressed during the Sunday Sip are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Welcome to the Sunday Sip. I'm your host, Julia Fellow. Just west of I-43, the old Cardinal Stritch campus is transformed into a new school, and it's opening this summer. Enrollment is now open. Go to augprep.org. It is now the future home of St. Augustine Prep North Campus, and we have with us the Senior Director of Communications and Engagement, Crystal Flanoral. Crystal, welcome to the Sunday Sip.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm happy to be here.
So for all of our listeners who might not be familiar this Sunday, can you tell us a little bit about Aug Prep?
Absolutely. So Aug Prep, our original South Campus, was founded in 2017 to address the urgent need of more good school options in Milwaukee, and our South Campus is on the south side of Milwaukee. And every year since then, Aug Prep has either exceeded expectations or significantly exceeded expectations on the state of Wisconsin's Department of Public Instruction's report cards. And now we are so excited that we educate almost 2,400 students, K-4 through 12, at our South Campus, and it's the #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee.
Wow.
We offer so many opportunities in athletics, arts, and extracurriculars, and the opportunities are so endless for students there. And now we are so excited to be building our second campus. Our North Campus is under construction at the former Cardinal Stritch site that you have just talked about in your intro, and is opening this summer. We're just so excited to get our children there.
I've seen the construction. So how is it going? Because the last time I was there, I saw the bones of it, but I knew what it was going to transform into for our families.
Isn't it exciting?
Yes.
We are building a state-of-the-art campus, a nearly $100 million investment. And the campus, Julia, I encourage you and your viewers to come and take a tour. It is such a beautiful campus for our students in the North Shore and the north side of Milwaukee. I can't even describe how beautiful it is. We're going to have exceptional athletic facilities, spaces for drama and the performing arts, science and STEM classrooms. Construction is on track, and it's really incredible to see the progress. Some areas are virtually complete, and some are almost complete. And we offer frequent tours. So if your viewers are interested just to kind of see what Og Prep North is building over there in the North Shore, please sign up for a tour. We would happily schedule them for a tour to see our new campus.
Go to augprep.org, augprep.org. So when I was getting a tour, I saw that you even had a dental office, and I saw the bones of it. Did that come to fruition?
Yes, we are so excited. We'll have dental services, and we'll also have an on-site clinic. We're really going to be specializing in the whole child. So isn't that amazing to get a quality and education of excellence and still have a dentist and a doctor on site for your child?
I love it. It's amazing. I wish I had that growing up.
Right.
So beyond all this construction, how are things going? Are families interested?
Families are so interested. We are seeing an incredible response from the community. In our first year, we'll have about 300 students in grades K4 through 6, as well as ninth grade. And we have over 200 completed applications and over 400 more in progress.
Whoa.
Right. And we still have seats available. So if you are interested in Og Prep is going to be a school for everyone. So still continue to apply, but we're really excited to see the range of applicants, Julia. We have students coming from 33 zip codes.
That's huge.
That's huge.
Yes.
And it just shows the testament of the great work that Og Prep is doing and the huge interest from our community and families that want to come to this school. And we're just so passionate of creating a culture that brings students together from a variety of backgrounds. We believe students will have all diverse backgrounds, and they're going to be better friends, teammates, leaders. They're going to work around people that are different from them, but have a sense of inclusivity and belonging and love each other.
I love that. How about the teachers? There is a shortage right now.
There is a shortage, but we're proud that we've received over 500 applicants. And being a part of the founding team, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We are still hiring and we're still taking applicants. We're taking teachers, of course, but some roles are great for professionals with a specific skill set, and they have a passion for kids and a passion for Jesus. For example, we're looking for computer science teachers and Spanish teachers. So if this interests your viewers, come on our website and take a tour and apply.
augprep.org, and that's also where families can apply. And you're pushing for tuition families right now.
Yes, we're pushing for tuition families. If you go on our website, we have a tuition calculator where you can kind of put in your family size and your income to see if there's scholarships available. We have some founding family discounts, sibling discounts, and another cool feature that we have is special discounts for first responders. So if your viewers are doctors in the medical field, first responders, police officers, we have a special discount for them as well.
That's awesome. And our state has Wisconsin Choice through next month, right?
Yes. Wisconsin Choice ends April 17th, but we are holding spots, but we're also encouraging people to apply early so we can kind of get you in. And we have some really cool events coming up for enrolled and prospective families. One event that we're hosting at the North Campus, and the North Campus will be done, is we're having a Northbound event April 30th. Students and families can take a tour of the campus, meet our principals, meet some of our staff. So really want people to be a part of something very special in the North Shore.
Oh, it is. I can't wait to get a tour again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It teaches the whole child. Your family will be transformed.
They will be transformed, Julia. We want people to come see it in person, come meet leaders, schedule a tour, and see what we're building.
She is Crystal Flanoral, Senior Director of Communications and Engagement at St. Augustine Prep. Thank you for joining us for the Sunday Sip.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Julia. It's been a pleasure.
It's 9:27 here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. It is shaping up to be a very pleasant Sunday for us weather-wise. Going to see plenty of sunshine, mild, a bit windy, but a high near 60 today. Tonight, then, partly cloudy, breezy, a low of 46. On Monday, then, mostly sunny and mild. Could maybe see some record temps tomorrow, high of 67. And then Tuesday, some increasing clouds. We could see some rain, and it will start to cool back off Tuesday with highs only in the mid-40s. Currently, we are sitting at 43 degrees here in Milwaukee. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to talk about some changes for MCTS, some new bus routes and changes, I should say, to bus routes that are starting today. And then we'll also dip into what's going to be coming up today on WTMJ Conversations. All of that ahead, and we've got news next.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-885-3333. That's 800-885-3333.
It's 9:30 here on WTMJ. Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. And bottom of the hour here, so let's check in with the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here's Nazir Spencer.
Thank you, Neil. The man who was critically injured in a shooting at Aurora Sinai Medical Center has died. A 40-year-old Christopher Robinson Jr. passed away Saturday morning after several days on life support. A statement released by the family says Robinson's funeral arrangements will be shared when available. Ronell Shaw Jr. was charged Friday in connection to the shooting. Prosecutors allege he was inside the hospital lobby early Monday when he approached the man from behind and fired a gun multiple times. Shaw faces multiple felony charges. A woman was shot and killed in Estabrook Park in Shorewood Friday night. A 911 call was placed around 11:30 p.m. reporting a man and woman arguing in the park, followed by gunfire. The 29-year-old victim was found in a vehicle and pronounced dead at the scene due to a single gunshot wound. No one has been arrested, and anyone with information should call the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office. New Wisconsin laws aimed at protecting children are now in the books. Governor Tony Evers signed the bills Friday, including one that makes it a crime to groom a child for sexual activity and adds grooming to the state's definition of child abuse. Another requires the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction to create free training for school staff on how to identify, prevent, and report grooming. Governor Evers also approved a bill expanding Wisconsin's Missing Child Alert program to include children ages 10 and 11. Taking a look at the roads, your WTMJ time saver traffic. I-94 East in the Waukesha area near Pewaukee. It is back open. It was closed due to a fire earlier this morning, but now back open. But now it's looking pretty clear across the entire region. So back to your morning commutes after that little mess up this morning.
Traffic is sponsored by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Whatever the weather, visit WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Visit Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center today for another two-man scramble tournament. Play at Georgia Golf Club on spacious, state-of-the-art simulators unlike any other.
Must play in March. Cash prizes only. No green jackets.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny and mild and windy with a high of 60. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy with a low of 46. Monday, Mostly sunny and mild with a high of 67. Tuesday, increasing clouds with afternoon rain and a high of 46. Wednesday, some rain or a little snow tapering off with a high of 38. And Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 40. Right now in Madison, it's 43. In Green Bay, 44. In Waukesha, 44. And in Milwaukee, 43 degrees. I'm Nizer Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:33.
Son, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And eat pizza.
Preferably a Marty's Pizza, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we do everything we can to keep the prices low. We're a family-run business, and many of our employees have families. I want to make sure that as tight as it gets, a growing family can always afford to enjoy a Marty's Pizza.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
And martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Card Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free!
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Jessica Ty here for Steinhoffels. During Steinhoffels' Make It Your Own event, creating furniture that fits your style is easy. Choose your fabric, select your finish, and add the details that make it yours. Right now at Steinhoffels, you'll save at least 10% off store-wide. Then you can take an extra 5% off special order and in-stock items, $999 or more. And if you need design help, you can get up to $200 off Steinhoffels' Decorating Solutions packages. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Mystical or magical? Milwaukee's not fooled.
Contested three, and he sinks it with a hand in his face. He had no room to operate, but he had no problem hitting it anyway right over Trey Murphy.
The Bucks take on the Orlando Magic at Fiserv Forum.
Long three from way downtown. A.J. Green bombs away.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
It's 9:35 here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins here this morning. Some changes happening again today for the Milwaukee County Transit System. 5 bus routes across MCTS will see service reductions. Again, that starts today, the transit system, all of this as it continues to navigate an ongoing budget issue. Changes for the service reductions are coming to routes 11, 22, 24, 80, and 88. Now, this is not something new. This was announced at the end of last year. MCTS said these service reductions would need to happen because of the budget concerns, and that's why these changes are being made. It was then approved by the county board. So, again, this is not new news. I mean, we knew this was coming, but it does start today for these 5 routes. A little update this week from MCTS Chief Administrative Officer Sandra Kellner.
Dealing with the deficit and the funding issues has been difficult. We've been working to put forward what we have identified as being how can we least impact the overall ridership. And it's unfortunate that there are some communities that it doesn't have the same productivity levels as other parts of our community, because there's needs everywhere, and I don't want to be dismissive of that.
With the service reductions to these 5 routes, on average, bus frequency during weekday operations will slow by an average of about 9.5 minutes, although that amount could vary depending on the time of day, weather conditions, things like that. Now, this is a second round of changes, a second round of route reductions that have happened this year for MCTS, the transit system. Well documented, the budget issues they're dealing with. It was announced as well that going into next year, MCTS dealing with around a $17 to $20 million budget gap. Now, they are, because of this, planning to redesign their bus network once again. It was announced that some of that planning to redesign some of the network will happen over this next year. It would then need to be approved, and then with changes they are hoping to make, those would then be implemented in late 2027. So, again, for some of those bus riders and on some of those different routes we mentioned, if you want to find all the info with some of the service reductions that, again, are starting today, You can find all the changes that are going into effect if you text the word bus to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Again, text the word bus to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. You can see all of those changes going into effect today across MCTS. It's 9:38 here on WTMJ.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $1498 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's 9:40 here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. Coming up later this morning on WTMJ Conversation, some people are simply born to lead, but that doesn't mean it's an easy road to success. Bria Burris, Executive Director of MATC's Fast Fund, tells WTMJ's Libby Collins about some of the obstacles she's faced in her life.
You're raising your kids. You wanted to go back to school. You lost your home again, too.
That was a cycle and period of time in my life. I lost my great-grandmother, and she was the yes when everybody else said no. She was the support for me and my children when I needed. Losing her unexpectedly sent me in a spiral. I found myself drinking heavily, not attempting to go to work and things like that until I look up and 6 months had passed and I'm like, she wouldn't be happy with this. So I enrolled back into MATC saying, hey, I'll figure it out.
And having a felony conviction can impede you for life, but Burris explains how her personal experience motivated her to then help others.
The gentleman came into my human service class, and he was talking about the election that was coming up. And he was like, oh, yeah, there's a referendum on the ballot for legalizing marijuana. So my antennas is up because I was like, hey, I've been stuck with this felony forever. And I've seen in some states where if they legalize it, then they decriminalize it and remove convictions. So after the class, I went and spoke to him and said, I don't know much about elections, but if you can teach me, I'm willing to do the rest of the work myself. He taught me what he knew based off of that election. I educated myself more, and then I went and did voter education in MATC classrooms, telling people about the election. I was speaking to people that looked like me and convincing them that voting was important. But I was putting it in terms that they could understand, that just connected what was on the ballot to real issues that they faced.
Bria Burris has overcome a number of obstacles in her life. She was born to a mother in prison, faced homelessness, and even sold drugs to support her kids. But through it all, she strived to get an education and a better life for her family. Bria now helps others facing similar challenges as the executive director of MATC's Fast Fund. You can hear her entire story. That's coming up with Libby Collins this morning at 11 a.m. on WTMJ Conversations. As we continue to move through our show here this morning on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News, just about a little less than 20 minutes or so with you. It is going to shape up to be a very nice day for us. Our forecast here, plenty of sunshine, mild, a little windy, but we'll see a high near 60 degrees today. Tonight then, partly cloudy, still breezy with a low down to 46. Could maybe see some record temperatures tomorrow. Mostly sunny, a high near 67. Tuesday then, we cool off. Some increasing clouds, could see some rain on Tuesday with a high of just 46. Currently sitting at 43 degrees here in Milwaukee. It's 9:43 on WTMJ.
Hey beauties, you're invited to swing by your local Merle Norman for a fabulous eye-catching gift with purchase that's sure to make you sparkle. What's inside this gift? Only the essentials for eye perfection. Trial sizes of Brilliancy Eye Cream, eyeshadow primer, a soft touch eyeshadow duo, and soft touch eye pencil. Hurry, these goodies are only good while supplies last at Merle Norman Cosmetics Salon and Spa at Brookfield Square. Free with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products. Cosmetic accessories not included. Offer valid while supplies last at participating Merle Norman Cosmetic Studios only. Limit 1 per customer. We reserve the right to modify the gift if needed. Promotion not available at merlenorman.com.
Analyzing the news from the perspective of those in the field. Hey, it's WTMJ's Adam Roberts. Join me every Sunday at 10 for Reporter's Notebook, where we take a deeper dive behind the biggest stories of the past week, told from the perspective of the reporters, anchors, and news directors making decisions behind the scenes and covering the stories you hear every single day.
Bringing you the story behind the story. It's Reporter's Notebook, Sunday mornings at 10 on WTMJ.
It's 9:44 on WTMJ. Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins, and it's time to recognize another everyday hero. We do that with WTMJ's Eric Bilstad.
An everyday hero is when Wisconsin's Morning News celebrates an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to West Palm Beach, Florida. Shedley Epelon, pregnant with her first child, was driving on I-95 in Martin County. She started feeling dizzy as she was driving, kind of lightheaded. Before she could do anything about it, she lost consciousness. She loses control of her car and flies off the road and into a pond. She comes to, realizing the car is sinking.
I tried to open my driver's side door and the passenger door, but they were both submerged in water, so I couldn't get out. I started feeling water on my feet, so I started to panic.
ABC 25 WPBF-TV has the story, so in comes Logan Hayes, who just happened to be in the area, sees this all go down. The car is 40 feet out in the middle of the pond, but he decides to swim out there.
Swam up to the car. The back passenger door was the only door that was, luckily it was the closest door, as well as it was kind of the only door that was still left enough above the water.
So Logan is able to get that back passenger door open. He sees inside, calls to Shedley, telling her to try to get to him.
Then as she's coming into the back seat, the car is now starting to tilt more and starting to roll down and more over, and water's flooding in the car.
Imagine that. Logan trying to pull her out as the car begins to spin. It's taking on more water. They're able to get out. They're swimming to shore, and he looks back. Listen to what he says here.
When I got a hold of her and turned around, the car was already under the water and gone.
At this point, the car headed toward the bottom of the pond. They were able to get to shore. Shedley is okay, and amazingly, at the hospital, gives birth 7 weeks early to a healthy baby girl. She calls Logan,
okay, you are an angel.
Not only is he an angel, he's an everyday hero. Thank you, Logan, for saving 2 lives that day. Logan Hayes, you are an everyday hero. Everyday Hero sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Just another incredible story there with our everyday hero, thanks to WTMJ's Eric Bilstad. Coming up here, another Sunday Sip. We'll do that on the way here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. James' client, Amy Simonson, IT administrator with Professional Services Group.
We have several locations throughout southeastern Wisconsin. Having them all under one company has been very helpful.
Big or small, one location or several, James Imaging Systems is your one-stop business technology resource.
And they are on top of everything. When we have a problem, it's answered right away.
James Imaging Systems, IT-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and unrivaled local service and support.
And they're always looking for what else can we do? What else do you need? So they want our company to succeed as well as their own.
Let James Imaging Systems help your business succeed. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
So I was talking with another real estate agent who has been in the business even longer than I have, with a couple of other big-name companies. He was talking about how it's tough to compete with us because we have good agents and we charge less commission. And he even said that he lost a few listings to us, and it always bothered him because he realized that he was doing everything that we were doing, but he was charging more. We do charge less, and we do everything that a full-service agency does. Because we are full-service real estate agents. The only difference is we give you our very best commission rate up front. You do pay for what you get. And with Century 21 Benefit Realty for 1.9% on the listing side of your home, with a cap of $19,000 commission on any size home, you can get full-service experienced agents, MLS marketing, professional photos, even virtual walkthroughs, and everything you get from any other big-name agent, all under the umbrella of the Century 21 brand. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The following is a paid presentation. Advice and opinions expressed during the Sunday Sip are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Welcome to the Sunday Sip. I'm your host, Libby Collins. Joining us today are Bruce Nemovitz and Erica Petrie with Bruce's team. Erica's a realtor and marketing director, and Bruce, you began all of this how many years ago?
Only 47.
Oh, boy. So you've got a lot of experience under your belt.
I do. I have seen every market you can imagine, from the interest rates at 20% to the incredible upward movement of home sale prices, which is still going on, flattening out a little bit. But every time I say that I've seen everything, something new happens.
Well, what's really interesting is in 47 years, you have seen a lot of different markets, and you've also worked with a lot of different generations.
I have, and I've enjoyed all of them, but you have to adjust because their habits are different. As to today, affordability is one of the issues we're experiencing with buyers. So what I have learned from that time when interest rates were 20%, that people will always buy houses. The market is so strong for home ownership, regardless of the rates, regardless of the economy, because young families would like their children to grow up in a home.
You know, there's an emotional attachment to where you live, especially the longer you've been there, the more you feel like it really belongs to you.
Absolutely. We're finding, too, that people are staying in their homes longer. When I started, I think the average was 7 years. Now it's up to about 13 or 15. I'm not sure. And so people are reluctant to move because they make it their own, and they have their families there and the memories there and the grandkids there. And so moving from that is why I started this niche that I have.
Speaking of the niche, obviously you have done a lot with the community. You speak to senior centers. You offer all kinds of information, including your 2 books. And if you don't mind, I want to share this. Moving in the Right Direction, which is a senior's guide to moving and downsizing, and also Guiding Our Parents in the Right Direction, which is practical advice for seniors who are moving. Why did you write these books?
I think it was about 25 years ago. I went into a house to visit some people, and there was a mother and a daughter. And I walked in, and I introduced myself, and I said hello to both of them. And the daughter had to stop me in my tracks. And I said, well, I'm sorry, what's wrong? Did I say something wrong? She said, no, the last realtor that came in here never looked at my mother, who's owned this home for 50 years. And when I heard that, I decided that the seniors need more attention. It's not as easy to move when you're 30, 40 years old. You have all the memories and thinking of where you're going to go, and the stress and all of that is difficult. So I decided to write the first book, Moving in the Right Direction, just to help educate people so that we don't get into what we call crisis management, where they decide, you know what, I'll wait for that right sign. Maybe I'll get hit by lightning or something's going to happen, and then I'll know I'm supposed to move. Unfortunately, what we see is a loss of a spouse, and that it's so difficult when it is that time that there's crisis management when everything has to happen all at once. And usually we're dealing with the children, and nobody wants that.
So preparation is really important. And let's bring Erica Petrie in on this, because not only are you a realtor, you're also the marketing director for Bruce's team, Erica. And you've got an event coming up on Tuesday, March 3rd. This is free to the public. And even if they're not ready to move yet, it's a real help for seniors especially.
Definitely. So we actually hold seminars at senior communities around the 5-county area. But what's really special about this event is that we will have guest speakers, we'll have senior communities from the 4-county area, vendors, and we really try to make this event a one-stop shop so that when our attendees come, they have all of the information they need all in one place, which is really nice because it's hard when older adults or seniors are touring one community and another, and we try to put it all in one place for them.
Well, let's talk about where this event is going to take place.
Yes, so it's going to be at the Berner Botanical Gardens on Tuesday, March 3rd, and the doors open at 8:30 a.m.
And it goes all the way till noon.
Yes.
Do you have to be there at a specific time, or can you come anytime during the event?
I would say in order to get the most out of the event, I would be there at 8:30, just because people will have time to explore the vendor tables, and then we'll have the guest speakers.
Bruce, and speaking of some of those special guest speakers, you've got a really special guest.
We do. I know that anyone who has dealt with dementia, Alzheimer's disease, it's devastating. We're going to have Governor Marty Schreiber speaking. He has some great humor to loosen you up a little bit, but his message is incredible. He wrote a book called My Two Elaines, which he will be having at the seminar, and it's about his wife, Elaine, who did pass. She developed Alzheimer's disease, and he visited her every day, and he talks about the journey from start to finish.
And if you want to register, you've got to do it in advance.
Yes, so seating is limited. We're asking that people register by February 23rd.
And Bruce, let's talk about reasons people might want to come to this event.
I would say the majority are worried about downsizing. What am I going to do with all the, what we call treasures? Some people call it stuff. We worry about the overwhelming feeling of downsizing a life of treasures, making the move, selling the home, finding the new place, and so that can cause procrastination. So I usually come over for free and just calm them down and let them know that we have all of the tools necessary for them to make the moves. We have the contractors. We have the downsizing company we partner with. I provide a game plan. When is it time to put the home in the market? Should you sell before you move or after you move? So after I leave, they usually hug me because they feel so stuck and so frozen, and it's important that they get the right information.
And that's what makes Bruce's team so unique, because you really are full service.
Absolutely, and I have an incredible team. You've heard Erica. My wife, Jean, is part of the team, and she's a full-time realtor, just as Erica is. And what we do together is incredible in my book. I've taken so many years to find a team like this where we are all empathetic. We're not salespeople. We're counselors. We walk in, and our number one goal is to help that person in front of us.
And you have a number of offices.
Yeah, so we have 5 offices in the 4-county area, Realty Executives offices, but we serve the whole 5-county area.
And again, let's remind everybody about the event, Moving in the Right Direction. It's going to take place on Tuesday, March 3rd at Berner Botanical Gardens. You have to register in advance. Let's tell everybody how to call you and also what your website is.
Yes, so you can call us to register at 262-242-6177, or you can visit our website at brucesteam.com.
And Bruce, let's say you're just thinking, down the road, I'm going to be selling the house. Do you mind anybody calls you?
Once I mind if anybody calls me, I will be retiring because I love what I do. And anybody that calls, we would be happy to set up an appointment. I will come over and, as I said, take a walk through, meet them. And Erica gave you the contact information, and I am most happy to meet with anybody listening.
Bruce Nemovitz and Erica Petrie, both from Bruce's team. And again, you want more information, you can go to brucesteam.com. I'm Libby Collins for the Sunday Sip.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News. Neil Doyle in for Libby Collins. Thanks for hanging out with us. Big thanks to consumer expert Michelle Reinen, Timothy Gibbons from the Milwaukee Business Journal, and Sandy Max for joining us this morning. Shout out to Isaac in our producer's booth and also Nazir Spencer in the newsroom. Coming up here at 10 o'clock, we'll join Reporter's Notebook with Adam Roberts. It's 9:58 here on WTMJ.
Save big on everything.